Labour poster showing William Hague looking like Lady Thatcher. The Conservatives have accused Labour of hypocrisy for concentrating on personalities, not policies. And police hope a big show of force in Oldham tonight will prevent another night of violence. A pensioner in his 80s spoke today of his anger with the so-called postcode lottery that's denied his wife the expensive drug she needs to fight Alzheimer's. Thomas Woodward was told he'd have to pay for his wife's treatment after the couple moved home and came under a different health authority. Joyce O'Harger has our report.
The drug Aricept is widely recognised as a vital treatment for people with mild to moderate Alzheimer's disease. But whether you get it on the NHS or not still depends on where you live. 79-year-old Barbara Woodward and her husband were shocked to find that because they'd moved from Swindon to Northampton, the drug that was free will now cost them £165 a month.
Well, I don't know what I do, and that's quite honest, because as she is now, it's frustrating for us, it's frustrating for me. We've been absolutely angry since we heard that we had to pay for the tablets.
The 84-year-old has been forced to drive 100 miles back to Swindon to get the drug on the NHS. His old GP says he'll break the rules to help the couple.
We all put patients first, so rather than get embroiled in a row over policy and procedure, this is a one-off case. We'll treat this lady until things are resolved.
These drugs should be available to NHS patients who qualify regardless of their postcode. In fact, the National Institute for Clinical Excellence is meant to ensure that happens. But they say they've implemented the guidelines and it's up to individual health authorities to make sure they're put into practice. Northamptonshire NHS Trust, meanwhile, says it's not prepared to comment on individual cases, but say Aricept has been prescribed to a limited number of patients. The Alzheimer's Society says the Woodwards aren't alone, and the guidelines aimed at preventing treatment by postcode should be enforced. Joyce O'Harger, ITN.
The disc jockey Chris Evans has been banned from driving for 8 weeks and fined £600. Evans, seen here outside the court with his wife Betty Piper, admitted to magistrates in Surrey that he'd been doing more than 100 miles an hour in his Ferrari. He was stopped by police near Esher last January. We're returning to the election now for a look at how the campaign is shaping up in Scotland. It's the first general election since devolution transferred some key powers to the Scottish Parliament. So what are the parties doing to convince voters there that Westminster still matters? Our Scotland correspondent Linda Kennedy reports.
Scotland's landscape has changed, and the difference is political. This is the first general election since devolution. There's confusion. At the Scottish Parliament election, this advert was shown.
You'll have a say on health, education and sport,
And more.
a lot more!
It listed powers transferred to the Parliament in Edinburgh, which is still sitting, and some voters aren't sure why Westminster matters.
2 years ago, 59% of the electorate went to the polls to elect these politicians. If in this general election turnout dips below that, analysts believe it will show Scots consider this parliament to be more important.
The Westminster still controls the economy, the key debate in Scotland. At Inverness East, a marginal, the SNP hope to overturn Labour's majority, but arguing Scotland contributes more to the UK than it gets, and the next generation would be richer if revenue were controlled here.
At the heart of our message is the need to make the wealth of Scotland work for everyone that lives here in Scotland.
But Labour say they're delivering generous funding and Scotland is flourishing. We've seen significant increases in public expenditure in Scotland. We've got the lowest levels of unemployment in Scotland that we've seen for a generation. The Lib Dems say their policy of a penny on income tax would further improve everyday life.
I think the public will respect a party that says, yes, we do believe in the importance of our public services. That's why we want to invest in our schools, in our hospitals, in better public transport.
The Conservatives' first poster, meant to say vote Tory, turned up advertising Tesco. It was quickly changed but made a bad start to what they hope will be a revival.
Our colleagues in England have one objective, the return of a Conservative government. That is also our objective, but we have an additional one, and that is to ensure that, again, there is a significant block of Scottish Conservative MPs in the House of Commons.
But it's difficult to get voters out.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, McKenna, your support? Oh, absolutely. Right, lovely. Thank you.
The parties in Scotland are working hard, but the wait for a surge in attention and support could be a long one. Linda Kennedy, ITN, Edinburgh.
In a moment, we'll tell you why England players are going to miss out on the fun in Spain. But first, the news from your area.